Now start a dictation. 1, 2, 3. Start. The defendant contested the claim of the plaintiff, and in paragraph 14 of the written statement, it was specifically stated that the suit land was earlier in possession of Tengku and thereafter it came in possession of the defendant. The trial court dismissed the suit by judgment and decree dated 6-10-2012 against the judgment and decree of the trial court. Civil Appeal number 227 of 2012 was filed by the plaintiff petitioner, which remains pending till date. During pendency of the appeal, an application was moved for amendment in the plaint, which came to be dismissed for non-prosecution, and thereafter again an application was moved for amendment, which came to be rejected by the impugned order dated 21/11/2016, passed by the appellate court, before which the appeal was pending. By the amendment application, paragraph 4A was sought to be added in the plaint to take a plea that Tengku did not have any issue and that he used to reside with the plaintiff and that during his lifetime Tengku had transferred possession as well as title of the suit property to the plaintiff, and therefore the plaintiff became the owner in possession of the suit property. The appellate court rejected the amendment on two grounds. The first ground was that earlier also application for amendment was moved, which was rejected, and therefore the second application was not maintainable. The second ground was that if the amendment was allowed, the nature and basis of the claim of the plaintiff would change, and therefore the amendment would cause prejudice to the other side. The submission of the learned counsel for the petitioner is that in so far as the first ground for rejecting the amendment application is concerned, the same is not legally sustainable because the rejection of the earlier amendment application was not on merits but was got dismissed as not pressured in as much as there were few technical errors, and accordingly a fresh application was not barred by principle of res judicata. The second submission of the learned counsel for the petitioner is that since the trial court itself had come to the conclusion that the land belongs to Tengku, no prejudice would be caused to the other side if the plaintiff accepts the title of Tengku and amends the plaint accordingly, and in any case, since the land does not belong to the defendant, therefore no prejudice would be caused on allowing of the amendment. From the decisions noticed above, it is thus clear that pre-trial amendments which are to address the real controversy between the parties in the suit are not to be disallowed ordinarily unless it seriously prejudices the interest of the other side. But in a case where trial has commenced and parties have laid their evidence at the time of allowing the amendment, the court, with reference to the fact and circumstances of each case, has to consider the question of prejudice caused to the other side in the event of amendment being allowed.